Hi guys, I'm Ashil Ahmed from Electronics Reviews, and today I'll be giving a detailed review on the fairly recent Samsung Galaxy S10. And guys, basically this review, it's not, if you're looking for specs, this might not be the best place for it, because I'll just be giving my own opinion on the phone and maybe some brief specs. So please stick around for the whole video. Now, I myself and my whole family have been a big Apple fan. We've been using Apple for a very long time. So you can see in the background, I have some phones, some old phones from Apple. I have the 4S. I started from the 4S and I went to 5. I used the 6S. I used the 8. I skipped the 7. Then I used the 10. But I was looking for a new phone, but I didn't actually like how Apple went about their new models with the XS, the 10R, and the 10s Max. I didn't find anything special in them, so I thought to myself, why not try something new, like Android. I've heard many people say Android is really bad, and like I don't usually like the designs Android phones have. But when Samsung came out with the S10, I saw like it was a phone with a completely different interface. It had many features which Apple users don't even know about, and the design was amazing. As you can see over here, I have the S10 with me. It looks amazing. The white finish, I just love this prism white color. As I said at the beginning of the video, I won't be discussing the specs in that much detail, but for those of you who like to have specs for their phone, here are a few specs. Okay, so the first spec I'm going to discuss is basically the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner used on the S10. It's different from the optical scanner it's used on the OnePlus 7. So those fingerprint scanners, they take a picture of your fingerprint and then use it to unlock your phone. However, on this device, what happens is the phone sends out high frequency ultrasonic waves, which then map your fingerprint in a 3D pattern. Like they can map your ridges and then use it much more efficiently and securely to unlock your phone. The most unusual thing about this display is this camera cutout. Now you can see it right now. I'm going to turn on dark mode to show you what it actually looks like. So this is what it looks like. Samsung is calling this an Infinity O display, and what they've tried to do is they've tried to remove the notch, bezels, and my opinions on this, I think I have used the iPhone 10 and I think the notch was a bit too intrusive on that device. But with this, like watching content, I don't think that small of a thing distracts you from the basic content you're watching, and it doesn't cover most of the things. Like on the iPhone 10, it just covered this whole part. Now for me, hands down, the best feature of this phone is the triple lens camera setup. Oh my god, the quality on this thing is just amazing. I know people say can't beat iPhone, I do believe that. But what the difference between the camera on an iPhone and the camera on Samsung is that iPhones, they just give a more realistic picture like of what is happening around them, but the software on Android on Samsung devices basically just improves the picture and makes it more vibrant. What has just made this once in a lifetime experience is this ultra wide lens setup. This is amazing. It just captures the whole scenery, the people in the picture, and the whole background. I have used this a lot. I went to a trip to Islamabad, and I just filmed and then took pictures, captured stuff over there, and my god, this was amazing. I haven't yet come to terms with this portrait mode on Samsung and on other devices too, but I do think that Apple does a much better job in editing the picture and just giving that portrait effect. Like in Samsung, I don't know why, but I don't even know if it's true, but I think like it puts better portrait effects on people rather than things. Like if you can see here, I'm focusing on these boxes, and I don't think it's much useful. I don't know, it just looks weird and it just smudges up the picture. I have used this on the iPhone 10, iPhone 8 Plus, and I do think that's better on. I'm going to start with some things I liked about this phone and some things I didn't like so much. But before that, I have to go over something which is more important, and it's what actually comes inside the box when you order the S10. So you get a pair of AKG headphones, and I've used these. These are really good sounding, and they're different from the Samsung headphones they used. I think on the S8 was the latest they used them. Then you get a USB-C cable. So and you get a fast charging adapter. Apple, although their phones support this feature, they don't give the adapter with it. You have to pay an extra $60 for the adapter and a USB-C to Lightning cable, which is bought separately. So this is what you get over here. And then inside the box, first of all, of course, you're going to get the phone, and on this side you have some documents, and you get a case in it. You get a silicone case in it. How good is that? So you can protect it, like as soon as you get your phone you can put it on and then it's protected. Then you get a SIM ejection tool. There's some documents inside, instructions in various languages, and inside you get this USB-C to normal USB connector for data transfer through, like, from any device. If you're coming from Apple, you can use a Lightning cable to transfer data. They have these interchangeable ear tips, so that if you have a different ear size and are not comfortable with the ones that are pre-installed on the headphones, you can just interchange them. Snap the case onto the phone so that you guys get a better idea of what it looks like with the case. And now I'm going to start with the things I like about the phone and things I don't like. First of all, I like the fingerprint scanner. It's really safe. Like I used to own an iPhone 10 before this. That of course didn't have a fingerprint scanner, but before that I used the iPhone 8 that used an optical scanner, and what I found was, like, with that scanner it was most of a hit or miss. Like, it didn't work all the time, but this time due to this new ultrasonic technology, you can use it with dirty hand and would work 95% of the time. It is really secure. I'm also not a big fan of the notch, so getting this new technology, this hole punch in the display, it is just good. It's good to have. Like, whenever I'm watching Netflix, it's not that as distracting as the notch was on the iPhone 10, and I have come to like this feature a lot. What I like about Samsung in general is the level of customization they allow you to have on your phone. Like, you have night mode. This software just optimizes the whole experience and just makes it incredible for you. Like, coming from the iPhone, the Apple devices, it just blew my mind away, like how much you could customize your own device. Unlike Apple, where you can't even turn on night mode for a more comfortable view. And what I've come to use a lot is the blue light filter, which it basically filters the harmful rays of the device to protect your eyes and prevent blindness. And yeah, it's just amazing, like, seeing what you can do on your device and what you couldn't on the iPhone. As far as the things I hate go, there's not much I hate on this phone, but there are some irritating features that I might want, like, removed in next devices. One of these is, of course, the edge display. What I find is, like, when I'm using this phone and when I'm holding it, when I'm watching YouTube, I'm holding it, then accidentally I press it in such a way, like, it just skips part of the video, and I press random buttons and numbers on the keyboard when I'm typing, and it's just irritating. I'd like to have this design to make handling much more easier, but I just like these edges to be not to be touch sensitive. Now, when I used Apple, and most people might agree with me, Apple software, it doesn't, like, it is not that crowded, and I think that leads to the reason why it is so smooth, and you can just it doesn't lag anytime. Or what happens on my Samsung device sometimes, like, when I'm scrolling through stuff, it just like hangs, and sometimes touch sensitivity doesn't work in some places, and I just accidentally touch stuff, and when I do touch stuff, it doesn't select or it doesn't respond. Now, as for my final thoughts and my basic general opinion of this whole phone, taking in consideration the whole specs, the price, I'm going to say like this phone, although it has many features which are not available on other devices, but in today's world, like, you have other cheaper options like Huawei, and then you've got Oppo, Vivo. They're introducing much more efficient and better phones these days. I'm not gonna argue like if they're better than this. Many people prefer those over this, and I think this $1,000 price point, it has to drop at some point. Like, this can't go on for much longer, and even companies are facing trouble these days and losses due to this price point. Many people prefer the budget versions like the A series offered by Samsung, which might even be better than this phone in many aspects. Hey guys, finally I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you learned about the Samsung Galaxy S10 and it helped you in your decision of buying or not buying it. And I hope you like and subscribe the video. Be sure to check my other channel too, which is called Life Unboxed. I only have one video over there, but I think if you want to know more about the iPhone 8 and its specs, so you can watch that video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. See you next time.